Hello from the Summit on Law and Innovation at Vanderbilt Law School in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Aileen Schultz.
I'm Cat Moon.
And we're on the road with Legal Talk Network. And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us on the road, Kat, at the Summit on Law and Innovation at Vanderbilt University, also known as SoLi. So how about you tell us a bit about yourself to get started here?
Absolutely. So I am a lawyer. I've been a practicing lawyer for 20 years. And for about 10 years, I've been mildly obsessed with legal technology and innovation. And it's been kind of a long and winding road, which most recently has led me to Vanderbilt Law School, which is my alma mater. So I am now teaching at Vanderbilt. I'll be teaching 3 courses in the fall and working in the program on law and innovation. And I just produced the Summit on Law and Innovation, SoLi, which you joined us for. And so that's me at the moment.
Great. Well, that's quite a bit. So that's very accomplished woman here. Great. So I guess what we'll do here is we'll just jump into a few questions about SoLi and Vanderbilt. So why don't you tell us about the purpose of the conference, why you in particular felt passionate to get involved, others involved, and your overall goals?
Yes. So this will be the 3rd annual conference that the Program on Law and Innovation, or POLI, at Vanderbilt has produced. And for 2 years, the conference addressed some aspect of technology. So year 1 was AI, year 2 was blockchain. Fabulous experience, but we realized there was an opportunity to really create a conference that extended far beyond those who might be interested in a specific type of technology. And when we really started peeling back the layers, we realized that what we need right now in the legal profession is to break down some silos and connect some dots, both within legal and connecting legal to people outside of legal. We don't use the word non-lawyer at Vanderbilt, but really figuring out how to seed radical collaboration and create some cognitive diversity in the problem solving that we're bringing to legal innovation. So that's the real genesis for SoLi being born this year.
Great. And so this is based out of Vanderbilt and your role in Vanderbilt. So I guess, do you want to share a bit about Vanderbilt's role, particularly in the summit?
So yes, so the Program on Law and Innovation sponsored the summit and produced it and provided all the financial support. In addition to, we had some very generous sponsors, but Vanderbilt made it possible, hosted it at the lovely Student Life Center, which is where we are now. A lovely sunny day in Nashville. So our dean, Chris Guthrie, is very committed to figuring out how legal education can be part of legal innovation, and both at the micro level, what does that mean for law school curriculum and how we prepare lawyers to practice, and how do we connect what's happening in legal education to what's happening in the legal profession and what's happening in the world, so at a very macro level as well. So that is very much the genesis of Vanderbilt wanting to host a conference that brings together people who have like passions and are really interested in addressing some of the big challenges around innovating and moving the profession forward.
Great. And yes, I can attest it is a gorgeous day here in Nashville. And this is a beautiful center for students as well. Wonderful. And so, that builds into our next question here, which is, Vanderbilt is doing quite a bit in terms of progressing legal innovation, both for its students and, in my understanding, is externally as well, in terms of collaboration with other organizations. So there's that, as well as a new program that you're heading up, from my understanding. And so it'd be great if you could share a bit with the audience about both of those things.
Yes. So I'm very excited and honored to say that as of May 1, I will be the Director of Innovation Design in the Program in Law and Innovation at Vanderbilt. And it's a role that I'm co-creating with my colleagues and the Dean at POLI. And the goal is to really just jump in and figure out how do we move our curriculum forward and how do we connect to the practice and to the profession and have that really meaningfully inform how we're educating students. And so we are looking at many additions to the core poly curriculum. I will be teaching for the second year my human-centered design course, which is called Legal Problem Solving. And I will also be teaching the business of law, which one of our speakers here, Katrina Lee from the Ohio State University Moritz School of Law, spoke on very passionately and eloquently today. So I'll be teaching that course, and then I'll be introducing, for next year at least, a blockchain and smart contracts course. So our goal is really to look at what are the tools and topics and issues and areas relevant to innovating the delivery of legal services that our students need to be getting from their Vanderbilt education. So as I said, we'll experiment. We may have a blockchain course next year. We might not have it the following year. There might be something that's more important and more relevant to what students at that point in time need to know. But we're very interested in figuring those things out.
Great. Congratulations. Yeah. Yeah, just awesome stuff all around. Yeah, so this brings us to the end of our show. Unfortunately, we're doing just a quick one here today at SoLi as we close things up. So there's two things I want to walk away with here. The first one is if you could tell us how you feel this particular conference went overall in comparison to previous years, the growth of it and what you have planned, I guess, for next year as well.
So I am ecstatic with the day from my perspective. Our speakers are the folks who delivered the primer and Ignite talks were incredibly engaging and passionate, and I think shared some big ideas and some very practical calls to action with my SoLi colleagues. And I saw phenomenal engagement in the folks who were sitting around the tables. We ended the day with a human-centered design sprint, and every single person was really highly engaged throughout that whole process. And that's important because we were at the end of a very long day. We started at 8 a.m. Folks heard from 24 speakers, essentially, and they spent an hour and a half at the end of the day knocking out of the ballpark and creating storyboards for solutions to solve some of the biggest problems we have in the legal profession. So to me, personally, that equals success. I'm very anxious to receive feedback from folks who were here because SoLi will be iterated each year. Next year is not going to look like this year. I don't know what next year is going to look like. I'm going to take feedback from this year. I'm going to look at what other people are doing, and we're going to experiment in a different way. So we do intend the conference to stay small. So we were a little bit beyond capacity, actually, at 127 people today. And we had some folks just show up. And so we let them in, which was amazing. And so we plan on a similar size event next year. I think the intimacy of the size of the group is really important to the synergy. A primary goal, however, will remain. Our goal will be to break down silos and create connections and seed collaboration. And we will ask for and facilitate action beyond the day. And that was our charge with people who attended today. What did you learn today? What is something that moved you that you feel you can take forward and do tomorrow? And so our hope is that action will happen. Not just talk, not just a great day, but people connecting, seeding collaboration, and going and doing. We want to see people do. We want to support people doing. We want to facilitate.
Great. Yeah, thanks for that. I think if there was a quotable from today's show, it would be action beyond the day. Yeah, that was a great summary. So what we'll do now is tell the world how they can get in touch with you and learn more about SoLi and what Vanderbilt's working on.
So the SoLi website will stay up. It's solivanderbilt.org. So please check it out. We'll have some updates and lots of pictures and stuff from today. Folks can email me. I'm c.moon@vanderbilt.edu. And I also have a website for one of my courses, my human-centered design course, Legal Problem Solving, which is legalproblemsolving.org. So I invite folks to check that out as well.
Great. Thanks. Well, we've reached the end of the road of today's episode. Thank you so much, Cat Moon, for joining us on today's show. And to our listeners, if you've enjoyed what you've heard, please jump on to Apple Podcasts and give us a solid rating. And we'll see you next time for On the Road with Legal Talk Network.
If you'd like more information about what you've heard today, please visit LegalTalkNetwork.com. Subscribe via iTunes and RSS. Find us on Twitter and Facebook, or download our free Legal Talk Network app in Google Play and iTunes. The views expressed by the participants of this program are their own and do not represent the views of, nor are they endorsed by, Legal Talk Network, its officers, directors, employees, agents, representatives, shareholders, and subsidiaries. None of the content should be considered legal advice. As always, consult a lawyer.